Before anyone respected him, people laughed at him. Before he became successful, he failed more times than most people could survive mentally. Rejected, broke, ignored, embarrassed. Again and again and again. Most people would have quit after the third failure. He kept going after the 100th. Because deep down, he believed one dangerous thing. As long as I keep trying, my story isn't over. He wasn't born special. Nobody looked at him and said, that guy will become successful one day. In fact, most people underestimated him from the beginning. He came from an ordinary life, ordinary apartment, ordinary job, ordinary routine. But deep inside, he carried a dream too big for the life he was living. Every day at work felt painful, not because the job was hard, but because he knew he was wasting his potential. He would watch the clock constantly, waiting to go home and work on his ideas. While everyone else relaxed after work, he stayed awake late into the night learning skills online, watching tutorials, reading books, trying to build something bigger for himself. He truly believed hard work would eventually pay off. His first attempt failed completely. Months of work wasted. No money, no success, no recognition, just silence. But he told himself something simple: at least I tried. So he started again, different idea, same hope. And somehow, the second failure hurt even more than the first, because now doubt started entering his mind. Friends began questioning him. Family members told him to be realistic. People around him slowly stopped taking him seriously. Every time he talked about his dreams, he could feel the judgment in the room. Eventually, he stopped talking about them completely. He worked silently after that, losing quietly, failing quietly, suffering quietly. Years passed this way. Try, fail, restart, repeat, over and over again. Sometimes he made small progress, only to lose everything again weeks later. And slowly, failure stopped feeling temporary. It started feeling like his identity. The hardest battle wasn't financial, it was mental. Every failure attacked his confidence. Every rejection made him question himself more deeply. Some nights he couldn't sleep at all. His mind kept replaying every mistake, every bad decision, every lost opportunity, every embarrassing moment. He compared himself to successful people constantly, and comparison slowly poisoned his mind. People younger than him were already succeeding, buying homes, traveling, building businesses. Meanwhile, he still felt stuck at the beginning. The worst part was pretending he was okay, smiling in front of people, acting confident, while internally, he was exhausted. He started wondering if maybe success simply wasn't meant for him. That thought terrified him more than failure itself. One winter night, everything finally broke. He sat alone inside his dark apartment, staring at unpaid bills on the table. His bank account was nearly empty. His phone notifications were filled with reminders he couldn't afford to answer. The room was silent, cold, empty, just like he felt inside. He looked around and realized something painful. Years had passed, and he still had nothing to show for it. That night, for the first time, he seriously considered quitting forever. Not because he was lazy, not because he lacked ambition, because he was tired. Tired of rebuilding himself every time life crushed him. Tired of believing things would improve. Tired of waking up with hope, only to end another day disappointed. He sat there for hours, asking himself one question: how many times can one person fail before they break completely? But somewhere in that silence, he realized something important. Every successful person he admired once looked foolish too. Every strong person once struggled silently. Every winner once wanted to quit. Success stories only look beautiful at the end. Nobody sees the suffering in the middle. And suddenly, he understood the real difference between successful people and everyone else. It wasn't talent, it wasn't luck. It was endurance, the ability to continue after humiliation, after rejection, after disappointment. So the next morning, he got up again. Not because he felt motivated, because he refused to let failure become the final chapter of his life. After that day, he stopped chasing fast success. He focused on becoming stronger instead, smarter, more disciplined. He woke up earlier, worked longer, studied harder, and most importantly, he stopped feeling sorry for himself. Nobody applauded him, nobody noticed his progress. While others spent weekends relaxing, he kept building quietly, learning from every mistake, adapting after every loss. Failure slowly became his teacher instead of his enemy, and year after year, he became mentally unbreakable. Then one day, after years of invisible struggle, something finally worked. The opportunity came. The business grew. The money followed. People suddenly called him talented, lucky, inspiring. But nobody saw the 100 failures before that moment. Nobody saw the sleepless nights. Nobody saw how many times he cried alone, wondering if he should give up. People only saw the victory. Success didn't happen because he was the smartest person in the room, or the most gifted. It happened because he survived failure long enough to win. Most people stop after disappointment. He continued through it, again and again and again, until life finally gave him the chance he had fought for all those years. And in the end, persistence defeated talent. Because sometimes, the person who refuses to quit becomes unstoppable.